Welcome to Seth's Daily Podcast here on Nighthawk Radio. You can listen to Seth's Daily Podcast every Sunday at 5 p.m. We're blessed enough to have an interview with another guy that's on Nighthawk Radio, Joseph Ashcraft Jr., and he has the 5 Minutes in the Cup of Joe every Monday at 8 p.m. How you doing tonight, bro?
Hey, Seth, doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm glad to have you on. Glad to have your show on the station as well. Tell the people about 5 Minutes in the Cup of Joe. What it's exactly about.
Well, I mean, the premise behind 5 minutes and a cup of Joe was, I just tried to be, basically, this is all my thoughts on sports, and I try to encapsulate them in a relatively short period of time. And I figured 5 minutes is enough time for everyone involved. And we talk about a bunch of different things because I am a sports historian. I'm a public address announcer, and I have a history degree now. So there's a lot of things that you can do with that, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, and also you do Nighthawk politics as well, and your history degree helps with that.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about that, man. Nighthawk radio politics. Last week you did a show for us, and obviously the New York mayor race. That was crazy though. That was an upset.
It was an upset. I mean, I'll say this about Mr. Mamdani. He's a young kid, and he's the one that he's made a lot of promises. And I will say that it is one thing to make promises to people; it's another thing to deliver on them. I personally have said this, and I will say this again. But whoever, either Adams or Curtis Seawall on the other side, one of them need to drop out and endorse the other one. Because if they don't, and they both keep running, and they both poll their voters, Mamdani's probably going to win.
He's a nut, bro. Mondavi, or however
Yeah,
you say his name. He's a nut, bro.
yeah,
Socialist, communist. I mean, he's open about it. He's an open socialist, man. Socialism never works. Ask Cuba. Ask Venezuela. Socialism has
Venezuela.
never worked anywhere. Socialism makes people starve. That's just
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it does. I mean, it's something that it's an ideology of misery, death for most people, and there's a hundred
Dictatorship, really.
there's 100 million reasons why anyone should oppose communism, and that's the death toll from communism.
So hopefully Adams wins the mayor race or the Republican candidate Curtis Seawall, you said, right?
Curtis Sewell of the Guardian Angels, yeah, he's a character, but it's my hope that one of them wins it and stops it, but we'll see.
Yeah, because Adams is more of a moderate Democrat. He's not really a liberal or a conservative. He's in the middle.
Yeah, and I think Andrew Cuomo, I don't know if he's still in this either or not, but
He is. He's running as an independent for the general election.
and he's also running as an independent. So
Yep. So
yeah,
who that actually could help Curtis out, the Republican candidate.
yeah,
Well, man, I didn't mean to talk politics, but I mean it's still fun to talk every now and then, and I know you'll keep us up to date for the general election in November for the
thanks.
New York mayor race, and we got some like local state, not here, but like locally like state senate elections and governor races in New York, Virginia, and other states. So we'll keep up with that as well.
Sure.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you doing that, man, and I appreciate it for sure. And now let's get into sports, brother. It's been a heck of a sports week for real, dude, in football and basketball. Well, let's just talk about today, man. Miles Turner getting a 4 year, I believe, $107 million contract with the Milwaukee Bucks, and then they release Damian Lillard to
Yeah.
pick up Turner. What is your thoughts on that for the Bucks, and what's your thoughts on that for the Pacers?
Well, I mean, I will say this. I thought the Pacers would try to keep the band together just because of how close they came, and then a horrible injury to Tyrese Halliburton that probably cost the Pacers a legit chance at a championship because they did have the lead at halftime of the game. But that being said, the release of Damian Lillard is just something that we'll see where he goes. I don't really know. It's just been crazy this offseason because like Kevin Durant is now a Houston Rocket, and now this whole thing with Lillard, the Boston Celtics seem to be rebuilding. So it's been a crazy offseason already, and we just had the draft last week.
Yep, we've had some crazy trades in the NBA too. Kevin Durant going to the Rockets, Jalen Green going to Phoenix. What's your thoughts on that trade as well?
Well, I mean, I will say that I think that Kevin Durant is. I think Kevin Durant has had his better days, and Jalen Green, a good player. I know that when it comes to that, LeBron is opting in for another year, and I think James Harden is opting in for another year also. So it's kind of interesting to see how that goes because LeBron's been in the league now for like 21 years, and we'll see if he can lead the Lakers back to greatness one more time, or if Ronnie James takes over. We'll see what happens. It's I People either love or they hate LeBron. I think as a sports historian, as a journalist, you have to be neutral towards players, even players on my own team, like players like Wembanyama. But that being said, LeBron James, he's LeBron James, when he's on the floor, everybody goes to the arena and wants to see LeBron James. So I mean, the man's results speak for themselves, and the NBA's all-time leading scorer. That's a record that I thought Kareem would have forever. So for LeBron to break that record, that's impressive to me.
Definitely, man. We have another trade too, man. What do you think about Michael Porter Jr. getting traded to the Nets for Cam Johnson?
Michael Porter Jr. He's a good player. But that being said, when it comes to him and Cam Johnson, it's probably a wash, player for player. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out next season.
I like Cam
But
Johnson better, man. Cam
you
Johnson
like,
take the ball off the floor and take it to the rim, man. He can create his own shot. Michael Porter Jr. can't create his own shot. He's mostly a catch and shoot type of player.
okay,
So I like Cam Johnson better for sure.
okay,
So I think Denver fleeced them, bro.
all right. Well, I mean, Denver had a chance. They made it in the playoffs last year, and they won the title a couple years ago. And the thing that's been crazy about this current NBA season to me was how many coaches were getting canned in the middle of the season.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
was
it's
crazy.
like yeah, it's like you want to tell me the players don't have all the leverage in the NBA. Look at how many coaches were just let go by the wayside in the middle of the season. Even playoff contending coaches, even were being let go. It's like, what is going on
Thibodeau
here?
took the Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals
Thibodeau,
and
yeah,
still
Eastern
got fired.
Conference Finals, and he got fired. So it's like, and Thibodeau's a defensive genius, but they just got outmatched by the Pacers. It's like it happens.
Yep, exactly. What do you think about Darren Waller coming out of retirement and getting traded to the Miami Dolphins for a 6th round pick?
I mean, Darren Waller, he was a great tight end in his day. And we'll see if there's anything left in the tank. Clearly, Miami thought there was if they decided to get his rights and trade for him. But he's not even going to be the number one tight end. I think he's going to be the number two tight end behind, I think, Johnny Smith-Schuster.
Oh,
Uh,
Jonnu Smith actually just got traded the other day too. He got
Johnny
traded to Pittsburgh with Jalen
Pittsburgh.
Ramsey for Mika
Okay.
Fitzpatrick.
Ramsey and Fitzpatrick got traded too. Well, okay. I will say that, I root for any player. I mean, Darren Waller, there was a time when he was married to Kelsey Plum of the WNBA Las Vegas team. So, I mean,
What a
it was
lucky dude.
lucky guy. You could say that.
Definitely. Hey, speaking of that, what's your thoughts on the Jalen Ramsey getting traded to Pittsburgh along with Jonnu Smith for Mika Fitzpatrick? And I believe there's like
Well,
a 5th round pick going to Miami as well.
I, I say this right when the offseason began, and Pittsburgh was like, will we or won't we sign Aaron Rodgers? And all of a sudden, they sign Aaron Rodgers, and now they make this trade. But then they trade away George Pickens to the Cowboys. It's like, well, the Steelers, clearly they have a plan in mind, but it's like one step forward and two steps back for the Steelers. But I think that these moves bolster their secondary for sure. And if there's anything that Pittsburgh's been known for, it's been the steel curtain defense. And
Helps
it's a
their
good move.
offense too, man. Jonas
Yeah,
Smith
Jonas Smith would definitely help them out on the offense too. So that's
and DK Metcalf. I mean, that's two pretty good pass catchers, man. And then
oh
Jalen
yeah,
Ramsey's beast corner.
yeah.
He can even play a little bit of safety, which he'll have to do probably a little bit with them losing Mika Fitzpatrick. I love the trade for Miami though, getting an elite safety and Mika Fitzpatrick, man.
Oh yeah, Minka Fitzpatrick. That's a great move for them. And
Top three
yeah,
safety in the NFL.
oh yeah, I agree with that totally. And so it's a good move for them. It's a move that helps. I like trades to help both teams out, and this move seems to do that.
And they got Darren Waller too for a 6 round pick. I mean, that's a steal too. A 6 round pick for Darren Waller, that's good, man.
Yeah,
The
and if
guy to
Darren
come out of
Waller,
retirement. He was out for a year. He was pursuing a rap career. I'll be for real, he really was. He was pursuing a rap career and
wow,
he didn't play last year. So the Giants get something for somebody that didn't even want to play for them. So I guess the Giants are winners too.
yeah, you could say that. And Darren Waller, when he was healthy, was one of the better tight ends in the game. So if Miami gets even a, if they get even a shell of that, then it's a good pickup for them.
For a 6 round pick, yep. And he's getting a 1 year, $5 million deal. So he's getting a bag too. He's getting money. It's all a win for everybody, bro.
Not bad for sitting on the couch.
He got to sit out a year, and then he's getting $5 million to play for the Dolphins, man. Hey, that's gonna make the Dolphins offense really good too,
Oh
because
yeah,
they obviously they got Tyreek Hill
Tyreek
and
Hill.
what's his name?
Tua
Their other
Tagovailoa.
their other wide receiver. I can't think of his name. Waddle,
Yeah,
Waddle.
Jalen Waddle. Yeah,
Yep, he's really good too, man. And then now you got Darren Waller.
could be like the Dolphins days of the Marino era.
Yep, they're gonna have a really good offense, man. Their defense got boosted up a little bit. Jalen Ramsey's a little bit older than Mika Fitzpatrick, I believe. But
Yeah.
the Steelers got better for now for this season. Um, I don't know what the Steelers are doing though, really, because they keep getting older. I mean, I like the trade picking up the tight end, but Mika Fitzpatrick is better than Jalen Ramsey in my opinion, so I don't get that trade from him, really.
I agree. It's probably just a salary move, but that being said, the Steelers they don't like the word rebuild in Pittsburgh. They don't
Oh,
believe in
they're
that
they're
word.
gonna be a playoff team for sure. I
They're
mean,
going
they'll
to be a
be a
playoff
seventh
team.
or sixth seed, I believe,
Yeah,
because I believe Baltimore is gonna win the AFC North.
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, Baltimore's got the probably the top two quarterback in the league, top three, Lamar Jackson.
Tomorrow, yeah,
And
absolutely.
they got a top three running back in Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, the
So
beast, the machine.
yeah, he might be the second best running back in the NFL behind Saquon Barkley.
I would agree with that. It's
Yeah, Barkley's obviously the best. 2,000 yards, my God.
oh yeah, yeah, and the Giants thought he was on the downslide, so they let him go to the Eagles. I was like, that was a big mistake.
Uh, yeah, dude, what do you think about the Kentucky players getting drafted in the NBA?
Well, I mean, it's always nice to see some local talent go professional, and if anything can be learned from SGA and what he did with the Thunder, I think Kentucky or Rajon Rondo with Boston, right? I mean, the Kentucky's NBA prowess is well documented, and yeah, but it's my hope that the team at the Wildcats will continue to improve and get better next year on in college as well. So we'll see what happens.
Definitely, man. I look forward to it, brother. I look forward to it.
Oh yeah,
Let's talk about the weather a little bit. You do not have radio weather as well for us, man.
I do. Uh,
Do you find the weather interesting or
oh my gosh, I have nightmares about it. But I'll say this: when it comes to the weather is unpredictable, and the best thing to do is to prepare for it. But it seems like here recently you need to prepare for the weather by just making sure an umbrella is handy, just because of the rain that's been happening here lately. But I will say that a rainy day is better than a very hot and humid day, especially for people that have to work outdoors. So at least now, this type of weather, people always complain when it's too hot. People always complain when it's too cold. I mean, the weather weather doesn't care. You could just people got to learn to be more like the weather and quit caring about what people think about it.
Definitely, man, definitely. And I can't wait for you to do the snow, man. Once we get snowy weather, that's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to do a live weather report from the snow.
That's gonna be crazy. Hey, man, I actually starting this week we'll be going live and stuff on the radio station. Our website's almost done, so we might be doing some live politics shows like election results in November.
Cool.
Obviously for the New York mayor race, me and you can do that. That's gonna be interesting, man.
It will definitely be interesting. Yeah,
That
and
race has got me intrigued.
it's definitely intriguing, but it's intriguing in the same way watching two trains on the same track is intriguing.
Are you talking about the Republican and Democratic Party being a train wreck?
Yeah.
Uh, hey man, they are definitely the same entity for sure. The and the Republican Party are definitely they just spend your money different ways,
Yeah.
in my
One is
opinion.
Yeah, you could say that one is open about it and the other one just kind of steals your wallet while you're not looking.
Yeah, in my opinion, does not reflect Nighthawk Radio or its sponsors.
Good job.
What do you think about the Bengals, though, man? The Bengals are the biggest headache in the NFL right now, man. Are
Oh
they going
my
to pay
God.
Trey Hendrickson?
Uh,
Hell, are
I
they
don't
going to pay their first pick?
exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. Like the Bengals don't exactly have a good track record of paying defensive players. But that being said, it's a situation that you and I have heard it since forever now, right? Defense wins championships, right? Somebody didn't get that message through to the front office in Cincinnati, but they do have Joe Burrow and they do have Jamar Chase and they do have T. Higgins. And apparently, if you're the Bengals, that's enough. That's all they can afford. Yeah,
They didn't even make the playoffs, bro. They got to
they
get
didn't.
Trey Henderson and their first round pick paid. Hell, they can't even pay a rookie, bro. It's
They
just a
can't.
rookie contract.
Exactly. It's an amount of ineptitude that is almost it almost makes you want to root for any other franchise at this point because it's like if they can't even get the little things right, what makes you think they're going to get the big things right?
Exactly, man. It's a mess.
Yeah,
Cincinnati's a mess. They got one of the best quarterbacks in the league, though.
they do. I mean, Joe Burrow, he continues to show why he's worth the money every game out, and I really like watching Joe Burrow play quarterback because you could tell when the quarterback is in command of the huddle and he has the respect of his teammates, and Joe Burrow definitely has that in spades.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Joe Burrow's the real deal, as they say. Hey, what's your thoughts on Dallas picking up George Pickens, man? That's a big deal for them.
Oh, it is a big deal for the Cowboys. I will say this: George Pickens is going to stop the triple team on CD Lamb. I'm always surprised that CD Lamb can get any yardage because for a long time Dak had to throw the ball into triple coverage against CD Lamb, and you throw the ball into triple coverage too often, you get intercepted. So that's going to cause a defender to go onto George Pickens, and CD Lamb will now only have to deal with two guys on him, and that will be good for everyone. Expect the offensive production of everyone on the Cowboys to improve. And I think Brian Schottenheimer, if he's anything like his father, it's going to be a run heavy first half, and they'll pass the ball later on. And then at the end of the game, they'll just run the ball down to stop the clock and grind the clock down and try to get victory that way.
Yep. And they picked up Miles Sanders in free agency. That was an okay pickup.
Yeah. Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams, I think, is going to be the starting running back for Dallas at week 1. So it'll be nice to see how that goes. There are some on the Cowboys who say that Alfred Blue running back that they drafted, their fastest running back, will probably end up taking the starting job next year. So we'll see if they're right about that. But I will say this: I think every year for like 20 years in the NFC East, there's been a different division winner year after year after year. And that's because there's just so much parity in the league. And guess what? The Cowboys have no time to waste because the season opener for the Cowboys is against the Eagles in front of a nationwide audience. You're playing the Super Bowl champion Eagles in Philadelphia.
That's your present.
Exactly.
That's a heck of a present.
That is.
Not a good one. You get
We'll see.
Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts, and you get AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
You can't go eight in the box because if you do, they're going to fire it out to any one of those wideouts. The Eagles are a machine they're a well-oiled machine. You can't stop them. You can only hope to contain them.
Yep. Hopefully Dak Prescott can be back to the level he was 2 years ago.
Hopefully, it can be fully healthy.
Yep. Yep. I don't know. He ate my Browns up last year, week 1. He did pretty damn good.
He did. It was
But the rest of the year, well, everybody destroyed the Browns last year.
yeah. Once Watson went down, it was all downhill from there.
Yeah. Hey, what's your thoughts on the Giants getting Russell Wilson and Jackson Dart and Jameis Winston?
I will say I think that Russell Wilson, he's kind of coasting on his success that he had in Seattle. But that being said, that quarterback room is a decent quarterback room. It's not nearly as good as quarterback room in the rest of the East. I mean, if you ask me right now who the best quarterback in the East is, it's got to be Jalen Hurts. I mean, if you're hoisting a Lombardi trophy, there's no way you can't be the best quarterback. So.
I think Jackson Dart will be decent.
I agree with that. But I mean, I will say this: if you're Shador and you watch them pick Jackson Dart over you, it's like it had to be disheartening.
Yep. Hey, what's your thoughts on Sanders dropping all the way to the fifth round to the Browns?
I will say this: I think that the NFL draft, I think that the owners did that just because of all these prognosticators like names redacted that just like to think that they know everything, and you and I both know who they are. I think the NFL is just wanted to say, see, we control this and not you. I will say that Shador Sanders, the reason why he fell to the fifth round, I think the reason why is because the Colorado, the team, they just fell apart in big competition in the college game, and so I think that
Decent.
was more, yeah, because every time they needed a big win against a top 25 team, it seemed like they couldn't get it.
That's very true, man. We seen what happened in that bowl game too.
Oh yeah, exactly. So I mean, I think that Shador. I think the Browns were happy to get him, but the fall of Shador to the fifth round. I mean, everybody is making too big a deal out of it. To me, it's like he's still getting paid, and I think that Shador could potentially be the future in Cleveland.
I think he could be possibly a future Pro Bowler.
I agree with that.
I will guarantee this. I
Okay,
guarantee he will be better than Dylan Gabriel. I guarantee
there you
that.
go. There you go.
Do you agree with
I'll
that?
I'll join you there. I agree with that.
Dylan Gabriel, he have you seen some of the throws he's thrown during training
Yeah,
camp and
they've looked awful.
OTAs? Yeah,
Interceptions and all that. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Dylan Gabriel.
Well, I mean, the Cleveland's gonna have to figure something out.
Yeah. Well, I think Joe Flacco will start the season out against Cincinnati and stuff.
Joe Flacco's been a bit of a good luck charm.
In Cleveland, especially, yeah. I don't want
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett to ever be a starting quarterback for the Browns.
Oh boy, Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. He's good to have as a backup, but that's it.
Yeah, some guys are better in mop up duty than they are starting, and it's kind of like the Fitz magic of Ryan Fitzpatrick. He was always good in relief. He was never good enough to start.
He had one really good season in New York, and that was it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. Dude, the NFL is almost here.
Yep, we are
Preseason literally starts this month, the
e-
31st.
exactly preseason at the end of the month, and it's interesting because the Cowboys they always fly south to Oxnard, California for training camp, and they've done this now for I don't know 30 years or so, and it's just something that is there's so many fans on the West Coast just because of that, and it's something that we'll get to see certainly the snippets of training camp and all that, see how they do, and we'll see. I'm happy that I'm happy with the team as it stands right now. But the Cowboys, like I said, it's always been with the fans. It's always been we're going to win the Super Bowl, and I try to be, and I am a realistic Cowboys fan. I always say, win the division first, then we go from there.
Yep. Hey, speaking of the Cowboys, what do you think about them not paying Micah Parsons yet?
Uh, I think Micah Parsons. I think I love watching Micah Parsons play football because a guy like him has to be a beast in the weight room. The way he can just throw linemen around like ragged dolls, and there's nothing he can't do on a football field. So it is my hope that the Cowboys work it out a deal with Micah Parsons because if not, the Cowboys' window to win will be over as soon as he leaves.
Yep, they definitely need him on defense, man.
Oh, absolutely. Look at the
He,
stats with him in the lineup versus not being in it.
I mean, he's one of the premier pass rushers in the NFL. He's probably top three or top four
I
pass
agree with that.
rushers in the NFL. Do you agree with
Absolutely.
that?
I absolutely agree with that.
Yes, sir. Hey, speaking of pass rushers, there's rumors that that TJ Watt might be on the trade block in Pittsburgh. What do you think about that? Pittsburgh's been really active on the trades this year.
Yeah, they have been really active on the trade blocks this year. And I will say this, TJ Watt, I mean, there's nothing he can't do on the defensive line either. The Steelers, if they were to, they'd have to get a package that I think wowed them to get rid of TJ Watt. With that being said, I mean, it's I enjoy watching TJ Watt on the defensive line. I think he's clearly one of the best in the league at his position. But that being said, like double digits in sacks every year. But that being said, it is it is surprising to me. Like I said, the Steelers one step forward, two steps back. But I think they'll keep T.J. Watt.
They need him.
Oh yeah.
And let's talk about Aaron Rodgers finally signing with the Steelers. What's your thoughts on that, man?
Well, I mean, when it comes to Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, you can certainly do a lot worse than Rodgers. But that being said, I think even Rodgers has said this will be it. This is going to be his final season. So if his final season, if he goes down in a blaze of glory on a field in Pittsburgh, you either love or you hate Rodgers as well. And I try to remain neutral about everybody.
I like
Uh,
Rodgers, man.
I personally think Rodgers throws the prettiest deep ball in the history of the league. So I think it's a thing to watch. You can throw the ball 70 yards like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And
I just ain't gonna like him this year, bro, because he plays for the rival squad.
yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot of tape on Rodgers this season since he's playing for the Steelers this year.
On five
Um,
minutes in the cup of Joe.
oh yeah, we're going to talk a lot about him this year. This part of,
Yeah.
of it.
And I got some breaking news, bro. Joseph Ashcraft Jr. is joining Harvey's weekly football report to pick games with us every week.
Cool.
I'm excited about that, aren't you, man?
Oh man, I love it. This is the sign that I made it. This tops everything. The Letterman, the diploma, this tops everything.
The Letterman and diploma. That's funny. Uh, but yeah, dude, NFL season's almost here. College is almost here.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about it. It's a great time of year, and it's the middle of July, which means the All-Star game for baseball is coming up next week. So
NBA
it's
Summer League,
NBA Summer League's kicking off as well, tipping off as well. So
the
it's
fifth.
sports season never stops.
Yep. So, you'll be doing some shows covering the Summer League too, won't you?
Yeah, sure, I'd be happy to do that. It's basketball is always fun to watch, and you can those games that happen out there in the summer league. You could watch a future legend and not even realize it at the time. So that's what makes it fun.
Yep. We didn't even talk about the NBA Finals yet, man. What's your thoughts on the OKC Thunder beating the Pacers in 7 games?
Well, I will say this: when it comes to that, the Thunder they showed they were the superior team. They won 62 games, and I was just impressed by watching Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. To me, for him to win the MVP award and to win the Finals MVP award, that is very high territory to be in, to cross those two marks off. And he's going to be a future star for a long time. And I think the Thunder just extended him.
Yep. Gave him a supermax, I believe, 5 years,
Yeah,
something $1 million deal. I don't know the exact numbers.
yeah.
Wait,
So I just looked at that team was just they were tough to beat, and honestly I'm stunned that Tyrese Halliburton even got one game-winning shot off. Because the Thunder looked like they were dominating for so long, and especially in that first game. The only time the Thunder took the lead in the first game was when Halliburton's game winner went in with point 3 to go. Yeah,
yep. What do you think about Lonzo Ball getting traded to the Cavs for Isaac Okoro?
I think Lonzo Ball is a good player. I'd like to trade for the Cavaliers. I think it's a good move.
And Darius Garland's gonna be out probably a month or two next year, starting the season. So Lonzo can be a serviceable starting point guard for us for at least a month or two.
There you go.
Yep, I like the trade. Isaac Cora is a great defender, but he's terrible on offense. And Lonzo Ball's a great defender and pretty decent on offense. So I think it's an upgrade for the Cavs. I don't know what the heck Chicago's doing though.
Yeah, who knows? One step forward, two steps back with them.
They're always in the play-in. They're always at least the 10th or ninth seed.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
They didn't get
if we,
anything for Zach LaVine really. Just
yeah,
a few role players.
yeah. Like I said, the Bulls. It's a bit crazy because the Bulls still come out to the same music they came out to in the '90s, but the team is nowhere near as good as it was in the '90s.
And they lost their two star players in Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. So
Yeah,
for basically nothing.
exactly.
Yep. I do like Josh Giddey though. The best deal he did was trade. Well, I don't know. Caruso done pretty good with OKC, but I do like Josh Giddey too. I think Josh Giddey has potential to maybe be an all star for Chicago.
Josh Giddey's a good player. If the Bulls are smart, they'll build around him.
He's really young too, so he's got a lot of potential, man.
Remember that crazy game winner that Giddey hit
Against the Lakers, that was great,
against the,
man. As a Lakers
oh
hater, I loved it.
oh yeah, that was fun to watch. I just enjoyed it. All the reactions from everybody in the arena was insane.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was worth losing out on a possibly top 7 pick
Yeah,
because that helped him get into the play-in. So,
exactly.
yeah,
You take
what
the
do you?
wins when you can get them.
That's true. What do you think about the play-in tournament in the NBA?
Oh, the playing tournament is another way to add more excitement, I think. I didn't understand it when I first saw it, but when I first heard about it, but when I started to see it in action, it's a way to get more teams involved and get more fan interest. And you know what? I say great.
I think it's great. I think it's the best thing that the NBA's done in a long time. It makes for more competitive regular season games because teams are trying to get the sixth seed to avoid the play-in tournament.
There you go.
So what do you think about? Oh, my bad. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
I would say, why play more games than you have to?
That's true, man. That's why teams are always trying to get the sixth seed. But anyways, man, what do you think about the All-Star game being Team World versus Team USA now?
Well, I mean, Team World versus Team USA. The NBA All-Star Game has needed a refresh for several years now, so it is my hope that this will lead them towards that because the East versus West format just wasn't working.
No, the NHL, the way they did their All-Star game was really good. It was like Team Sweden or something like that, Team Canada, Team USA, and they had another country too. That was awesome how they did that.
Oh yeah,
The NBA is basically mimicking what the NHL did.
yeah, uh, I believe it. It's
Yep.
uh, it's something that the stars of the NBA, and maybe this will change now that the NBA is going back to NBC and it'll be on Peacock starting next year. But it seems like they're going to be real heavy on the nostalgia factor next season.
Definitely, man. What's your thoughts on Giannis being pissed off about the Miles Turner signing and the Bucks releasing Damian Lillard?
Well, to me, that might just be his best friend getting released. But I don't know what's going to happen with Giannis. I don't know what's going to happen with that situation. But I just think these frustrations happen in professional sports, and they'll either get resolved or he'll play somewhere else. That's all there is to it.
And the Bucks lost Brook Lopez to the Clippers.
Ah, and Brooks gone also.
Big pickup for the Clippers, though.
Oh yeah, big pickup.
That's probably the best backup big the Clippers have had in a while.
I would agree with that.
And he can stretch the floor, man.
Nice.
You need to stretch big in today's NBA, man.
Oh yeah, you can't just sit one spot on the floor anymore. That's what made the Thunder so good. Because it seemed like everybody on the floor had range from deep, and they were just stretching the Pacers' defense out.
Yep. Hey, the Thunder are legit, man. They could possibly go back to back next year.
They could possibly repeat, and I think that they have a good shot at it. I think this modern NBA that thinks a 3-point shot is better than any 2-point shot. The Thunder personify it.
Yep. What is your thoughts on the Mavs adding D'Angelo Russell?
I think D'Angelo Russell could be a good piece alongside Cooper Flag. So I generally like the move. I mean, the Mavs, they're kind of like they started from the bottom and now they have to go back up. And I think it's a good move, and I'm willing to finally get over Nico Harrison trading away Luca. A lot of Mavs fans may never get over that, but they have to get over it.
Yep. It says the New York Knicks is meeting with Mike Brown for the second time.
Wow.
Mike Brown's a decent coach.
Mike Brown is a decent coach. He coached the Cavs. He coached Sacramento. He coached all over the league. So I mean, if they got him, it would be a decent move.
What do you think about Duncan Robertson signing with the Detroit Pistons?
Well, I will say this: anybody who is named for two of the greatest San Antonio Spurs of all time can play wherever he wants. All right, Duncan Robinson. But I will say, I think the Pistons are. I think they're on their way up. I think Cade Cunningham is a good player. So we'll see what happens with that. I think the Pistons they did make the playoffs and they did play the Knicks. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. What's your thoughts on the Celtics making a bunch of trades, bro? Trading Porzingis to the Hawks,
For
and they
Zinga,
also and they also traded Drew Holiday to the Blazers for Simmons, and then they got I don't even know who the player they got back in the Porzingis trade. Some role player that played for the
it,
Cavs.
it just seems to me like Boston is rebuilding. And it just seems to me like they went all in, they got their championship, and then Jason Tatum went down with that Achilles injury, same type of injury that Tyrese Halliburton went down with. And all of a sudden, nope, we got to get rid of these guys. We got to rebuild.
I think it
And
was all cap purposes. I think the Celtics will probably be a top six team in the East this year.
all right, yeah, and they usually, yeah, I agree with you.
Jalen Brown, they still got. Then they picked up Simons in that trade. He's a scoring machine, man.
Yeah, I agree. It probably comes down to salary issues. And
Yeah. Once Tatum comes back, though, they could be pretty dang good, man.
oh yeah, Jason Tatum. You could
Yep.
tell Boston's a different team when he's not on the floor.
Yep. They're saying Al Horford is in talks with the Golden State Warriors. That'd be a decent
Wow,
pickup.
wow. Well, there are a lot of retirement homes in Golden State.
And they're also saying Damian Lillard has talked to the Warriors.
So they're just going to put everybody on there and just play along Steph and Draymond, apparently, if they do that.
Jimmy Buckets, too.
Jimmy Butler also. There you go.
Dame Dollar as a backup point guard wouldn't be too bad.
It wouldn't be too bad, especially if you're the Warriors and you always think you're in contention year after year. So, I mean, they're good moves. I mean, I
He scored.
always root for
He
them.
averaged 25 points a game last year, man.
Oh, yeah. That's contribution all up and down the lineup.
Well,
I
you
like
could
that.
put Curry and Dame Dollar in the backcourt together, actually.
You absolutely could do that. And
Because I mean, he did that with CJ in Portland.
there you go.
Hey, speaking of that, CJ McCollum got traded to Washington for Jordan Poole.
Wow. Uh, I think that's interesting. McCollum, the Wizards, they're another team that could potentially be on the up and up. I know Washington did they did have a number six pick in the draft, so we'll see we'll see what happens.
Yep. And we got some Eurobasket coming up here in the next month, man. Obviously, Jokic will be in that. Giannis will be in that. That's gonna be some interesting basketball, man. I like the
Oh,
Eurobasket.
oh yeah, the Euro basketball. If you love the Euro step, Euro basketball is for you. And I will say that I enjoy watching Jokic and them just because they're so talented and they're so humble about it. I mean, how does for Nikola Jokic, how do you go from a little kid in Serbia wearing a Nuggets jersey to getting drafted by the same team? It's almost like it was fate.
Scripted. No, I'm joking. Hey, that was a steal pick. They got him like in the 40
Yeah,
something pick. He got picked during a
uh,
Taco Bell commercial, man.
yeah, you did.
Uh, definitely, man. So tell the people what you got upcoming with 5 minutes and a cup of Joe.
Well, I think one thing I'm probably going to do with 5 minutes a cup of Joe is I'm probably going to talk about my All-Star game ballot that I've already filled out. I probably will talk about that before Tuesday because I know next week, well, after the 12th of July, that week after that, because the 14th is the home run derby. I think the 15th is the All-Star game. So we'll talk about who I would like to see come in the home run derby, and we'll talk about that and my picks for the All-Star game. And I always enjoy this time of year. And right now, baseball has the floor, and I love it when just sit back and watch a game of baseball. It's fun for me.
definitely. And people can listen to 5 minutes and a cup of Joe every Monday at 8 p.m. on Nighthawk Radio. And I appreciate you doing that every week for us, man. I appreciate everybody that has listened. And you can check us out on Facebook, Nighthawk Radio, YouTube, Nighthawk Radio, Spotify, Nighthawk Radio, Seth the Soil Guy on TikTok, and you can find us on live365.com/Nighthawk Radio. And we're also on the Live 365 app, Nighthawk Radio, and we also got our website coming, nighthawkradio.com. So we got some big stuff coming up, man. You got some, sounds like you got some big stuff coming up. 5 minutes and a cup of Joe, and tell the people where they can find your website at Power Zone Sports.
You can find my website on pznsports.com, and I'm also on x.com/pznsports. And I'm on TikTok as well. You can find me all over. I'm on YouTube, Power Zone Sports Podcast. You can find me all over, and I've enjoyed it. It's been fun.
Yeah, and your Power Zone Sports on YouTube as well, right?
Yeah, Power Zone Sports Podcast on YouTube.
How long you been doing your podcast, man?
I've done it now probably for a couple of years. I used to do it. I used to only talk about my teams, but now I'm realizing I kind of have to branch out a little bit for the local teams, and I'm even considering talking about things. I'm one of the few people that can go from talking about sports at the water cooler to actually doing it with a mic in my hand. So I mean, it's been pretty. I've been a blessed man to be able to experience that.
Definitely, man. And to find Nighthawk Radio, you can go www.nighthawkradio dash www.nighthawk-radio.com. My bad.
I'll
I
put it
miss
in my favorites.
what?
I'll put it in my favorites.
I appreciate it, man. I butchered that, but I fixed it, so it's all good. And you can also find us on the Live 365 app. And you can find us where you find every good podcast at, man. This has been Seth's Daily Podcast. You can listen to us on Nighthawk Radio every Sunday at 5 p.m. Shout out to everybody that's listened so far. Got some big things coming up. Everybody have a good night. Want to thank Joseph Ashcraft Jr. Everybody have a good night and God bless.